Hi there folks, it's Aaron, Professor Thorgy here again. In the last video I talked to you guys about my excitement and about the positive sides to Spider-Man coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in this video I'm going to talk about more of the controversies, about more of the negative side of what this means about him coming back. And before I begin, let me just say that I'm not here to tell anybody how to feel. I'm not here to tell anybody that they should feel one way or another, because if you look at the internet, a lot of people are making different arguments about this. And most of them are right, a few of them are definitely wrong, but for the most part, everybody has some kind of a valid point to make about this. Everybody is right on some level about what they're saying, about what it means for Spider-Man to come back. And because of this, the whole Marvel fan base is turning on itself. They're all just picking sides and just fighting one another in some kind of a war, and that's being divided down the middle. It's like, there's a word for this. It's where two sides of a thing that used to be united are now turning on each other. It's Ragnarok. It's the Marvel Cinematic Ragnarok. That's what it is. Knew I would do it. Okay, let's just go ahead and get into it. The first and most obvious bit of news coming out about Spider-Man coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that he's being put in the slot that was reserved for Thor Ragnarok, and because of that, Thor and every movie after that is being pushed back. Now, that means that a lot of films that a lot of people were looking forward to, such as Captain Marvel and Black Panther, are also now being pushed back by 6 months. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like I mentioned in the last video, I love all their films, but I have problems with some things that are overall throughout all their films. And one of the problems I have is that it's basically just been a lot of white dudes as the stars. We need more representation in these films. And, you know, they're getting some stuff in there with their television world, but when it comes to their movies, they need more. And this was going to be it. This was going to be Black Panther's getting in there, Captain Marvel's getting in there. Sure, they're way off, but we can look forward to that. It's coming. And now they're being pushed back by 6 months for another white dude to come in. I fully understand why everybody is angry about that. Everybody out there who has been looking forward to a person of color or to a woman being the star in one of these superhero films, you guys have had to wait way too long for this. And there's no excuse for why it's taken this long. And I'm very sorry that you now have to wait another 6 months. That's it. I have no joke to end this with. That is all that there is to it. It sucks. I'm sorry. And let me just say, I love Captain Marvel. I love Black Panther. Both those characters are great. Trust me, you guys don't want to know how much money I've spent online trying to track down all of the Christopher Priest Black Panther run. Higher. Higher. You know what? I don't want to play this game anymore. It's getting sad. I understand why they're getting pushed back. I do, because it's Spider-Man. It's their #1 guy, and they've been trying and struggling to get him for so long that after they finally get him, of course they're not going to say, all right, we finally got him back. See ya in 2020. So yeah, it does absolutely suck, but I do understand it. Let me tell you guys a story. I don't just do YouTube videos and write reviews online and work a 40-hour-a-week job. God damn, I do a lot of stuff. I'm a bit of a stand-up comic. I do that a little in my free time, and a couple of years back, I was going to be involved in a young comedian showcase. It wasn't anything big, but it wasn't gonna be like televised or anything, but it was like my first big thing. It was like, holy cow, this is my first step towards actually making it in this. And everybody there was a young comedian who had struggled, who had worked hard, who had been through it all, and who had like earned this slot, who had earned a spot up there that night. And then about halfway through, before I could come on, an actual big A-class comedian just walked into the club and said, hey, I've got some new stuff I want to work out. Can you get me a spot tonight? And they just basically went, all right, everybody is pushed back until this guy is done. And then he got up there and did half an hour worth of stuff. And yeah, I ended up getting bumped. I ended up not getting to do it at all. This is kind of how I feel about this news about these films like Black Panther and Captain Marvel getting pushed back. Yeah, I'm pissed. I am pissed. But even that night at that club in which I was like, God damn it, this was my thing, this was my shot, this was my moment, how did I get bumped for this guy? Even when I was that angry, I still was like, yeah, but the audience wanted to see this guy, and he's a big A-class guy, I understand. It sucks. It just really sucks. And that's how I feel about this news about Spider-Man coming in and pushing back these other ones. It sucks that they're getting pushed back, but It's the big A-class guy that the audiences want to see. I'm sorry, I hate saying that, but I understand it. But I'll also say this, one of the other reasons why I'm not that upset about these movies being pushed back is because, honestly, I'm 30. 6 months to me go by like that, alright? December felt like 2 weeks ago to me, and it's February now. Time moves fast when you get to be my age, so to me 6 months is like, alright, I can do that staying on my head. Alright, that's fine. But also, Black Panther now has a summer release, and I feel like Black Panther does way better as a summer release film. I want Black Panther to have a big summer release blockbuster rather than a November one like they were planning. I feel like it does way better. Not to mention, he's set in Africa. You don't launch a film in the hottest country on earth during winter. You do that in the summer. That makes way more sense to me. And Captain Marvel, yeah, I'm bummed that she now loses her summer release, but if you've been reading the Captain Marvel book, it's far more of like an emotional book. It's far more of a personal thing about what it means to be, you know, a hero and about what this character Carol Danvers means to other people. That to me, it's got both the action side that the summer fans love, but it's also got more of the emotional side that the fall and winter fans love. So now that it's getting pushed back to a late fall release, I feel like you get both those halves in there. So honestly, I'm kind of fine with these new slots. Now, as I said, a lot of people are angry because this means that the first person of color in a Marvel film is being pushed back by another 6 months. And the solution that many people have had is just make Peter Parker a person of color in this film. And I'm totally behind that. Like I said, I'm a diehard Spidey fan, and one of the reasons why I'm a diehard Spidey fan is because he's the everyman. He is everyone. The entire point of Spider-Man is that the problems he goes through, problems with his job, problems with his rent, problems with his relationships, problems with his family, that is something that everyone, man, woman, child, of any race or gender, can relate to. You could cast anyone as Spider-Man and it could still perfectly capture Peter Parker. Anybody out there who says, well, I'm a diehard Spidey fan, and Spidey is definitely a white character, he has traits of a white character in there, they don't know the first thing about Spider-Man. Tell them to shut the up and move along. Because Spider-Man is definitely a character who can be played by anyone. There is an importance to the fact that his costume fully covers his body. Anyone can be inside that suit. Now, the number one name that a lot of people seem to be asking for with this new Spider-Man is Donald Glover. I'm cool with Donald Glover. He's the guy who expressed interest in playing him back when Andrew Garfield got the role. I think that dude, you know, he's kind of nerdy, he's kind of geeky, but he's also got a sense of humor. I think he would work great in it. I would also really like to see Stephen Yeun, the guy who plays Glenn on The Walking Dead. He's kind of got that, like, nerdishness to him, like, you know, but at the same time, he's really jokey. I think that guy would be great in this role. But here's the thing. To have those two people play Spider-Man, they would have to make Spider-Man an adult. And I worry that they're not going to do that. Like I said, Marvel wants to freshly introduce this character. I'm afraid they're going to set him back in high school. Even if they don't do the origin story, I'm afraid they're going to set him back in high school. And there have already been rumors coming out about who Marvel Studios is looking for. And these are just rumors at this stage. But a lot of rumors turn out to be true, so if these are true, not only are they going back to high school, they're going younger than ever. Like, I looked at some of the choices that they had picked, and I was like, how are you going to hire these guys and not break child labor laws, alright? These guys they're babies who you're trying to pick. But there's another reason why I don't think either of those two guys are getting cast. That's because I don't think Marvel is going to go with a person of color for this film. I think they're definitely going to go with someone white, and once again, as much as I hate saying it, I can kind of understand it, because... Hi there guys, it's Aaron jumping in here. You might notice that things look different right now. I am here at the Thorky compound, and I was editing the video that you guys were just watching, and the next part of this video was all about me explaining why I think Marvel will once again pick another white guy, and saying that I can understand why they would pick another white guy. And basically, I started telling a story about how when I just graduated college, my first job was doing surveys at movie theaters, and it was asking regular movie-going audiences all about their experience, about, you know, what they felt about the movie, what they felt about TV shows. You can tell this at the Thorky compound because you can hear our squeaky-ass elevator in the back. I apologize for that. But basically, I was watching this video, and I was watching me make this case, and I was watching me make this argument, and I just went, wow, I hate people like this. This guy in this video. Yes, after doing this movie survey job, I do believe that if you change the race of Spider-Man, then there would be a lot of movie-going audiences who would be confused. They'd be walking out of it not quite understanding why Spider-Man was of a different race. And those people. I don't care, alright? I don't care if the regular movie-going audience member is going to be confused. You're Marvel, damn it. You guys can make any audience member like anything, alright? You guys made them like a raccoon with a machine gun and a talking tree. No one was asking for that, but you came in and you nailed it, and you made one of your biggest successes. You can do that with anything. There are no more restrictions on you, and at this point, you owe it to your audience members to diversify your heroes. And you've done it before. I know you're willing to do this. You cast Idris Elba as Heimdall. You cast Rosario Dawson as Night Nurse. I forget the name of the actress who is playing her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but you cast Quake as a person of color. I know that you are willing to do this. It's time that you step it up. It's time that you make Spider-Man, or one of your major characters, now a person of color, because your audiences are so much more diverse than you might think. Alright, it's not just white dudes going to these theaters, and I know that you know this. I fully realize that you know this. You can't not realize it. It's way too obvious for you to not understand this. It's time that you finally gave people out there a hero who is not just a regular white dude. And Spider-Man is the perfect character to do this with, because as I said, Spider-Man is the every person. You can do this with him. So yeah, forget everything that I was about to say. Forget everything that I was about to say in this video. About how, oh, I don't think that they can do this because audiences are going to be confused. Audiences are going to be confused about everything. That is the one thing that that job taught me. It's that no matter what you do in your movie, audiences members are going to walk out of there going, I don't know what this was all about. So f it, if they're just going to be confused anyway, then you might as well give people a hero that represents them more. You might as well diversify your superhero universe. This is your time to do it, man. Go for it. And I know that the compromise that a lot of people were coming with was, well, let's not do Peter, let's go straight to Miles. I had, in the rest of this video, also laid out my plans for Miles and what I think you can do with Miles in the universe. But once again, as I mentioned before, I make long-ass videos. And in fact, they're going too long. I thought this one was going to be short and it was going to come in at like actually half an hour. So I'm actually going to cut this video short right here at me saying this. And I'm going to make my pitch for how to get Miles into the Marvel Cinematic Universe its own separate video. It's going to be another Thorgy's Theories, which is a new show that I'm starting up. Goddamn, I have too many shows that I'm doing. But I hope you guys tune in for that one. Sorry for this weird change, but as I said, I was editing that and this could not stand. I had to shut this idiot up. This idiot being me. So, thank you guys for watching this. I'm sorry once again for the sudden change, and yeah, come back next time. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. You guys know what to do. I'm tired. Bye!